Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hello, it's Tuesday, January 10th.
Good morning. We have some traffic troubles. They're going to check in with Stephen in just a minute, but we're going to begin with the shooting just north of downtown. San
Antonio police are on West Euclid near San Pedro Avenue. They were called there around 7 a.m. for a shooting.
Max Massey is live there and just talked to police. What can you tell us?
Good morning, guys. I can tell you that police say that this is all in the aftermath of self-defense. So take a look behind me. This apartment complex, 515 West Euclid. Police say they got a call around 7 this morning for a man who lived in one of the apartments saying that he shot someone who tried to break into his apartment. Now, police say someone walked into the breezeway, into an apartment on the first floor, kicked down the door. And police wanted to mention that this door was dead-bolted shut. So the suspect, the man who tried to break in, he had to use immense force to kick the door down. Now, that individual who lived there, he was alone. He pulled out his handgun, shot, and killed the suspect who broke into his apartment. Now, it is important to mention, guys, if you take a look just down the street, just a few yards away from this apartment complex, that is the Advanced Learning Academy. And per their website, it is a pre-K to third grade facility. Now, we reached out to SAISD this morning, and they got back to us. I asked if there was any effects of the shooting from this morning. Like you said, it happened around 7 a.m., so it was before school started. Now, SAISD did respond to me. They say the campus is open, and our SAISD police officers are present to assist with traffic and student arrival and drop-off. And guys, as you can see here on West Euclid, the caution tape is still up. Just talked to police. They say that this is going to be closed down for at least the next few hours. The investigation is still ongoing. We do expect more information throughout the day, so make sure to stay with us online and, of course, on the news at noon. Mark, Stephanie, back to you guys.
Max, thank you.
For now, let's check in with Stephen Cavazos.
Yeah, big traffic trouble here along I-10 at Brazos. Let's get this shot at TransGuide. Just check that out for a moment. I'll step out. We actually have some CPS crews that are on the scene, and this is because we had a small utility pole fire that was reported according to San Antonio Fire Department. Now, what they tell us is that when they arrived on the scene, it wasn't anything of any substantial size, but CPS did request that the highway be shut down as they can work on the utility pole out there. And this is in the upper levels. So if you've traveled to your destination and you had to go through the lower levels, you may have encountered a lot of traffic, and so that is why we are seeing more of that red that is building up there. And again, these are the upper levels at I-10 east and westbound as you approach Frio Street. Now, we're not hearing reports of any injuries, and again, this is being told that it was a small utility pole fire, but nonetheless, still make sure that you plan ahead. We are seeing a lot of slowdowns that are still lingering around the Alamo City, and I know we had a lot of fog out there that may have contributed to maybe some of the incidents that we saw, but it does look like, for the most part, some of those things have cleared up. But back here at TransGuide 10 at Brazos will be the shot that we'll continue to keep a close eye on throughout the morning, and hopefully before the show wraps, we'll have a better update. But Justin, it does look like we aren't seeing any fog here on any of the TransGuide cameras, at least on my end.
I think you're right, Stephen. And if we are, it's lightening up quite a bit. We're seeing that fog lift, and we're going to see a lot of sun this afternoon. So this fog was kind of short-lived, but it was thick in spots. And looking at the visibility right now, most of San Antonio is cleared out. But you got to go down closer to the coast where there still is some thick fog in places like Cuero, down towards Beeville and Victoria. Even Pleasanton this morning still reporting visibility down about a quarter of a mile. I suspect these numbers will come up pretty quickly here within the hour. Temperature-wise, we're in the upper 50s right now, warmer than yesterday morning, due in large part to that surge of moisture that we saw overnight. 60 right now as you get out towards Gonzales, and mainly upper 50s here around Bexar County. Here's our forecast for today. We'll be up near 80 this afternoon. That's well above average, with those sunny skies and southwesterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's look at some of the headlines with what we have coming up. I mentioned the above average temperatures, 15 to 20 degrees above average, in fact, today and tomorrow. Then a cold front arrives pre-dawn Thursday. That changes everything, but it also kicks up the winds. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the Cedar cast. When will Cedar spike, do we think? That forecast coming up in just a bit, guys.
Thanks, Justin.
Here's today's 9 at 9.
An investigation is underway after fewer than a dozen classified documents were found from President Biden's time as vice president were recently discovered. The documents were found at a private office Biden used while he was an honorary professor at the University of Pennsylvania. The documents have since been handed over to the National Archives. The Department of Justice is looking into the matter.
House Republicans have passed a rules package for the new 118th Congress. The rules package's approval came after new House Speaker Kevin McCarthy made concessions to a group of GOP hardliners in the House to win the leadership position last week. The package includes rules allowing just one member to call for a vote to oust the sitting speaker and looking into ongoing criminal investigations.
Deadly and destructive weather in California. Forecasters warnings most of the state to brace for a relentless parade of cyclones. Some areas saw about 6 inches of rain and more is on the way. There are several areas of flooding and a risk for mudslides. Despite the rain, much of California remains under extreme drought, but it would likely take years of wetter than usual conditions to reverse that.
The Texas Supreme Court heard arguments on 2 cases involving whether the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, or ERCOT, should be immune from lawsuits. The cases stem from the power grid failure in the February 2021 freeze. The Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas estimated the winter storm and blackouts that followed caused $80 to $130 billion in damage.
Goldman Sachs will lay off as many as 3,200 employees this week. A person familiar with the matter says more than a third of the cuts will be in the trading and banking units. Goldman hired thousands of people during the pandemic recovery. Now it's seeing a slump in global deal-making amid economic uncertainty.
Former McDonald's CEO Stephen Easterbrook is now facing charges from federal regulators that he misled investors about his firing in 2019. The SEC now says he was let go for an inappropriate relationship with an employee, but his separation agreement at the time said the termination was without cause, which let Easterbrook keep millions in compensation.
Fisher-Price reissuing a recall for a baby sleeper responsible for over 100 infant deaths. The initial recall came in April of 2019. Infants died when they rolled from their backs to their stomachs or sides while unrestrained. The Rock and Play sleepers were sold between September of 2009 and April of 2019 at major retailers. Consumers are urged to stop using the product immediately and contact Fisher-Price for a refund or voucher.
TCU's Cinderella season came to a brutal end last night after a blowout loss to Georgia in the College Football National Championship game. The Bulldogs dominated the Horned Frogs 65-7 to win their second title in a row. We'll have highlights from the game later in the newscast.
The Mega Millions jackpot is up to $1.1 billion, the third largest prize in U.S. history. The next drawing is tonight around 10 p.m. We're going to have the winning numbers on the night beat. The odds of hitting the jackpot is 1 in 302.6 million. And that's today's 9 at 9.
In morning headlines, we have details on the gun and the child who used it to shoot his teacher, and another attempt at helping folks with student loans.
Plus, car thieves getting bolder, taking your ride while you're filling up, and a new camera to help catch those thieves. David Sears is here with all the stories.
Morning, Dave.
You knew this was coming at some point. You need your phone, but you don't need your phone with this new camera. We'll explain that in just a second. But first, let's start with this. A vigil taking place last night for the teacher who was shot by a 6-year-old at a school during class with his mom's gun. Abigail Werner is in stable condition. We have learned a couple of details on the case. First, the teacher is a hero. She revealed how the incident unfolded to the police chief. During a class, the student walked up to Abigail and then, without warning, pointed a gun at her and fired. She put her hand up in time for the bullet to go through her hand and then into her upper chest. Another teacher subdued the child. Abigail had the strength and presence of mind to get all the other kids out of that class and to safety.
Mrs. Werner was the last person to leave that class, and then she stopped. And she turned around. She turned around to make sure that every one of those students was safe.
That's not surprising, but it is heroic.
Absolutely incredible. The other important piece of information we've learned, the gun was a 9mm, was purchased legally by the boy's mom. The child brought it to school in his backpack. Investigators trying to figure out how he got a hold of that gun. And there could be some serious consequences for the mom. She could be facing some charges. The Biden administration still trying to figure out a way to relieve some folks of their student debt. They have come up with a new plan. Their proposal would reduce payments 40 cents on the dollar. That could save those who have student loan debt about $1,000 a year. They would also pause those payments for those who make less than $30,600 a year. They would eliminate the charge for unpaid monthly interest. That'll save a lot of money. And some of the smaller loans would be forgiven after 10 years. The administration looking for the public's opinion. A decision and new rule could come later on this year. All right, let's take it to Nassau County, New York. If you are filling up your car, especially an expensive one like a Mercedes or a Range Rover, keep your eyes open and your head on a swivel. You are the perfect targets while you're pumping your gas. Thieves are just climbing in the driver's side and taking off with you and the pump. Just because it's happening somewhere else does not mean it can't happen where you are. The chief of police in Nassau County has advice we should all be following.
When you're gassing up, please lock your vehicle. Turn your car off, lock your vehicle, take the key out of your vehicle. Most of those cars were stolen, either the keys left in the vehicle or the cars running. 159, in fact, were left with the vehicle running.
Take your keys with you, turn off the car, lock the doors, or you could end up like one of those people. In the first week alone in Nassau County this year, 23 cars were stolen. Pay attention. And this might help with the car thieving problem. That's a Ring camera for your car from Amazon. It is a dual camera. It sits right there on the dashboard. It gets pictures of the outside and the inside of your vehicle. The camera can detect activity, like if someone breaks into your car, tries to steal it, it'll send an alert and live video. There's also a traffic stop feature, so if you get pulled over, you can record that. You can also record an accident, and LED lights up and lets you know it's recording. You can cut off audio and video anytime. It works with a cellular connection. You do have to have a subscription to Ring's Protect and Go service. Right now it's about $200 before they do the big launch of it, and then it's going to be like $250. But
it's a smart play to put a camera in your car these days.
Yeah.
I think so. You know, and if you notice, like some of those cars, the driver's side and the gas tank is on the opposite sides.
Right.
So that creates a problem, which is another reason why you should be locking your car.
Yeah.
At least taking your keys with you, because you're on the other side of the driver's side, and next thing you know, some dude's in your car driving off with you.
True. Happens
You're still
a lot
pumping gas.
Japanese and German vehicles are on the other side.
So
Yep.
Pay attention.
All right. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
9:10, 58 degrees.
Tiffany Huertas joins us now with a look at what she has coming up. Good morning.
Good morning, Stephanie. Huppert's Elementary School has been transformed, just check it out, into a dinosaur museum. We show you some of the exhibit pieces and what students will be learning about next.
9:14 over by St. Mary's University here in San Antonio at Huppert's Elementary. Students are getting a unique opportunity to see exhibits of prehistoric life from around the world.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live from Dinosaur George's Traveling Museum with a look at what students will be learning about today. Good morning, Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
Good morning. This is so exciting. The moment the kids stepped into this area, you can see all the faces, all the smiles, and right now they're doing an activity. Just check it out. This morning, students are going to be learning about dinosaurs, prehistoric animals from across the world, China, Africa, Russia. This morning we have George, who is behind this unique experience. Good morning, George. Talk to us about your background. You've been doing this for many years.
Yeah. This is our 25th year. I've been in business for 25 years here in San Antonio, best place to live in the world. And so, yeah, 25 years I've been doing this.
And what are students going to be learning today?
Well, as they come to the museum, they'll learn that, first of all, not everything was a dinosaur. Not everything was a dinosaur. And then also they'll learn that there were animals all over the world. We have pieces in here from China and Russia, Africa, South America, Mexico, and of course, Texas. So they'll learn about a variety of different things that lived here.
What type of impact have you seen by doing this?
You know, we see an immediate impact when they walk through the door. When they walk through the door and they see that their gym has been turned into a museum, most of their mouths fall open. And so the other thing is, I've had so many young kids come up to me and tell me, I want to be a paleontologist. And a lot of young ladies, which is very important for science. I love the fact that young ladies have realized science, the science of dinosaurs isn't some gender science. It is for everybody. And so I love the fact that I see such a diverse, so many diverse backgrounds of kids that now love dinosaurs. So the impact is immediate, and I see it every day.
What are they doing right now?
Right now, they're doing their scavenger hunt. Each grade level, when we come to your school, we turn your gym into a museum. And then there's scavenger hunts. Each grade level has a different kind of scavenger hunt. What they're doing right now, this is 5th grade, and they're actually doing a college level one where they have questions with hints, and they're going through the museum and they're reading the signs and they're looking for the answers. And you can see they work and they take them very seriously. They're doing a good job.
And I love the music of adventure once they step in here.
Right, yeah, that we play the Jurassic Park theme music when they enter, because for them, they are walking back in history. They're walking into a museum.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have more details on this and how you can visit this exhibit later today on the Noon Show. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Tiffany. That's very cool.
Outside with live cam, we had some fog around this morning, and I suspect Justin's going to tell us that not everybody is out of the woods yet as far as lower visibilities.
Yeah, there's still a few spots where the fog is holding on. It shouldn't be for much longer. The fog's going to go away pretty quick, and we'll have another nice day, other than the fact it is going to be a little bit warm. If you're not a fan of 80s, look away.
But you're smiling.
Well, I like it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Right?
Yesterday was nice. We got in the 70s. Today a little warmer, and tomorrow even warmer. So let's first start with the fog and see where it is right now. We've got still some fog holding on around Kerrville, Pleasanton, and as you go south closer to the coast, that's where the fog is still fairly thick. So Kennedy, Beeville, Victoria. Dense fog advisory was in effect for those areas. Again, I think you'll see some improvement, some pretty dramatic improvement here within the next hour or so. No issues here in San Antonio. Now let's take a look at the forecast. So it shows that fog generally going away, and by midday we're up to 72 already here in San Antonio, and then by the afternoon right around 80 degrees for a high. That'll be the case for Castroville up to San Marcos. A lot of mid to upper 70s as well around the area. A warm day in general. And as we look at the fog forecast for tomorrow, well, it comes right back in tomorrow morning. So we're going to do this all again on your Wednesday morning, and the fog's maybe a little bit thicker around San Antonio tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. Visibility will come down basically around the same time, and then by 9 to 10, you'll see the fog lift, and we'll be back in the sun again with some even warmer numbers, as I said, for your Wednesday. Here's the scene outside. Still a little hazy out there. Temperature is at 58 degrees, dew point at 55. Southwesterly winds right now at 5 miles per hour. And as we look at the satellite picture, you can see where the fog and low cloudiness exists. And right now, that's just southeast of San Antonio. So places like Pleasanton and Beeville and Victoria, as we showed you, foggy and possibly some low clouds there as well. You go north and west, it's clear. And temperatures where there are clear skies are cooler. 47 in Kerrville, 54 Fredericksburg. 58 San Antonio. Then when you get into more moisture, temperatures are in the 60s. 62 Victoria, 59 and foggy there in Kennedy. 57 Bulverde, 59 Bernie Stage, 50 out in Hondo, and you've got clear skies there. The dew points have increased, so you're seeing those dew points closing in on 60, matching the temperature, and that's why we are getting some of that fog. You won't feel the humidity all that much today, maybe more so as we get into tomorrow. I want to show you the big picture here again, and we've been talking about California a lot, I know, but this is a pretty extraordinary event for them. They're getting a ton of rain. More flooding. They've had tornado warnings now, flash flooding, and then all that snow just continues to pile up. I mean, these are record amounts. Good news here, though, when you get that snowpack, when it all melts, that's going to create a lot of water and help the drought situation that they have going on in California. That area of low pressure, by the way, at least some of that energy moves east, moves towards the middle part of the country. We talked about this yesterday. It does create a front, but we just miss out on it. The rain's probably Houston points east, so we don't get any rain out of it, but we will get a frontal boundary through here, courtesy of that system. And then great weather Friday, great weather Saturday. Another storm system starts to pull in over the weekend, and that may bring some more clouds on Sunday, but still a rain-free forecast. That next cold front, by the way, arrives Thursday morning, we think between 2 and 4 a.m. here in San Antonio. Gusts to 35 miles per hour Thursday morning with the front, but no rain. Also, I hate to say it, but we get gusty northwesterly winds, so on Thursday morning, Thursday and Friday probably, we're going to see mountain cedar numbers rise. Just a quick heads up, they're already pretty high. They're at 1320 today, the mountain cedar count, but it probably goes a little higher. 81 Wednesday, 68 Thursday behind the front, cooler 66 Friday, 68 Saturday, and great weather as we get into next week for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. More on the way. We'll be right back.
The U.S. Justice Department has launched a preliminary investigation into classified presidential documents.
As ABC's Justin Finch reports, this time the focus is on recently found records at a Washington, D.C. office space President Biden used during the run-up to his 2020 presidential campaign.
This morning, ABC News has learned the Justice Department has launched a preliminary investigation into classified records from President Biden's time as vice president. Biden now in Mexico for talks with the leaders of Canada and Mexico, not answering questions about the matter. The White House telling ABC News it's cooperating with the National Archives and the Justice Department, confirming a small number of documents with classified markings were discovered when President Biden's personal attorneys were packing files housed in a locked closet at the Penn Biden Center where Biden kept an office before his 2020 election campaign. The White House adding the items were handed over to the National Archives the following morning.
There's no indication yet that there's any kind of criminal investigation that's been launched as a result of this finding.
Former President Trump was quick to respond, asking when is the FBI going to raid the many homes of Joe Biden, perhaps even the White House. The White House underscoring the documents were not the subject of a National Archives request, drawing a hard line between this investigation and the Justice Department's criminal probe into the trove of FBI-seized classified records from Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate.
This appears to be a wildly different, at least at this stage, situation than what former President Donald Trump is facing with the criminal investigation into his alleged mishandling of classified documents after leaving the presidency.
Sources tell ABC Attorney General Merrick Garland is assigning U.S. Attorney John Losh to head this review. The Trump appointee will investigate the chain of possession of those classified documents. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
926, 59 degrees. More ahead on GMSA at 9.
Including highlights from the college football national championship game that did not turn out the way TCU fans wanted. Plus the Spurs falling short to Memphis. David will be back with a look at morning sports.
But before that, a local organization that takes care of hundreds of foster kids is getting some much needed help. Our Courtney Friedman has that story.
And as we head to break, a quick check of the roads with TransGuide looking over at the situation at I-10 at Brazos that we've been watching all morning. We'll be right back.
Time check. We are approaching 9:30 and we still have CPS crews that are out there working to repair a pole line, or I should say utility pole that caught fire early in this morning. And you can see that we do have those crews that are still working to get this job completed. And I'll actually take a step out of here. I was actually pretty amazed at watching them to work. And what we heard from the San Antonio Fire Department is that they were initially received reports for this small utility pole fire. It wasn't anything of substantial size, yet CPS still asked for the highway to be shut down in the upper levels of both the east and westbound lanes. And based on what we're seeing on TransGuide, you can see why. That work is obviously very detailed, and we want to make sure that they can get it done safely. But it does also look like we may have seen some progress, perhaps in the westbound lanes of those upper levels at I-10. We'll show you the map, because right now we are seeing a little bit of a slowdown on the westbound lanes of I-10 near First Street on the upper level, but the the eastbound lanes of I-10 at Frio still show a pretty significant slowdown, and that is likely because, again, the closure is still in place. So just watch out there. We'll keep a close eye on it. But also notice that we do have a crash reported off I-35 southbound at AT&T Center Parkway. This is causing a little bit of a slowdown for drivers, so you have to make sure you watch out for crews out there working to get the situation investigation complete, I should say, and take you up here to 281 southbound at Bitters Road. We also have a second crash reported in those southbound lanes. So the morning commute, we had hoped that it would have dwindled down, but it just looks like it got a little bit busier out there. But as we give you a wide look at the metropolitan area, thankfully a lot more green, but we still have some pretty busy spots out there. Again, this is one of the big ones, 10 at Brazos. The upper level looks to be closed in the eastbound lanes, but the westbound looks to be moving at least just fine for now, guys.
Stephen, thank you. Can you imagine taking over 800 kids to doctor's appointments, to school, to anywhere else they might need to go? That is what a local foster care organization does every day, and they continue to grow in size.
Leaders at SJRC Texas, formerly known as St. Jude's Ranch for Children, spoke with Courtney Friedman and told her they cried tears of joy when they received some much needed help in the form of transportation.
For years, you've seen KSAT coverage of foster care organization SJRC Texas, which used to only run 2 residential homes serving about 75 kids.
We serve now over 800 children.
Chief Development Officer Cynthia Lopez explains in 2021, the state of Texas awarded SJRC the contract to oversee placement and case management of foster kids in 27 counties, excluding Bexar County. They created a whole new division to handle the new job called Belong.
So we had about 75 employees as well, and now we have over 270.
Some of those employees are on a transportation team tasked with driving those 800 plus children daily.
Various placements, doctor's appointments, court hearings, and even visitations with their families. Picking them up from school, taking them to and from different jobs.
This is one of the old vans that they were using before the grant, which is great for big groups and of course moms with kids, but you don't always need this much space. Plus, this thing is a huge gas guzzler.
That's why the team was elated when Valero Energy granted SJRC and Belong $400,000 for 11 new vehicles. Many of the new cars are regular SUVs.
If the children are dropped off in vans like that, it made them a little bit self-conscious. But now, because we have smaller SUVs and so forth, kind of helps them to be able to fit in with everybody else, especially if they're going to school.
Providing a sense of dignity for children who have landed in the system after enduring abuse and neglect at home. Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
Let's look out there with live cam. Nice 60 degrees right now. Looks pretty out there, but wow, is it foggy.
Yeah, well, what a change, right? This scene was not the same just a little bit earlier. The fog is lifted here around San Antonio, but we're still seeing some spots where the fog's holding on. These numbers are updating by the minute here, so let's look once again at where the fog is. Pleasanton, still down to about half a mile, so Pleasanton's one of the problem spots, but Kerrville, improvement there. I think you're going to see a lot of improvement here within the next hour. Victoria starting to get a little bit better. Beeville still close to 0, though, at this hour. And as we look outside once again towards downtown, there is still a little bit of a haze there. 58 degrees, southwesterly winds at about 5 miles per hour. The dew point change, 24-hour dew point change, fairly significant. We're up about 16 degrees from where we were yesterday, so that signifies an increase in humidity and moisture, and that's going to lead to some more fog tomorrow. So if this morning's commute kind of slowed you down a little bit because of the fog, expect that again tomorrow. 72 by noontime today. We're up around 80 this afternoon, well above average with sunny skies. And then tonight, really not falling off too quickly. 68 degrees at 9 o'clock, and we'll start to see again some of that fog developing by early tomorrow morning. More on that forecast, more on our next cold front, and what the rest of the work week looks like coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Justin. The end of the college football season, not how TCU wanted it to end, but they're not letting last night's loss take away from their amazing season.
The Spurs tried to keep pace but couldn't hang on for a win against Memphis. David Sears is back.
Why does that teams always lose? We always go, well, it was a great season until that last.
Well, because it's true.
You try real hard to point out the positive. But as a buddy of mine posted online last night, TCU got sent to the ICU.
Wow. They got, they found out that Georgia's on another level. And most teams have found out throughout the season that Georgia is on another level. I mean, it was 10-0, and it was 10-7. I mean, TCU was right there, and you thought, okay, well, TCU's going to make a game of this thing. And then quarterback Max Duggan had a rough time. He got sacked, I don't know, like 5 times last night. He threw a couple of picks, and Stetson was just unbelievable. Mr. Bennett was all over the place last night. He accounted for 6 touchdowns, 4 through the air, 2 on the ground. They scored on every possession in the first half, only 1 field goal. The rest of them were touchdowns. So they found out that TCU found out they need a little work to do if they're gonna get them back to that team. But this was just so they've won back-to-back championships now, and it's the first time it's been done since Alabama did it back in 2011, 2012, and they were on a mission. They came in, they were aggressive, they took it right to the Horned Frogs, and I think TCU really didn't know what hit them when they first started the game. And after the game, as you guys were talking about, hey, we did have a great season. They came from behind on several games, got themselves into the championship game. How many other teams can say that? So they're looking back on.
Tonight isn't going to, take away from this season and, what we were able to do as a program. I don't think that's going to define, all the good memories and all the success that we had, this season to, project and put this program going in the right direction and moving forward. I think that was the biggest thing of, this program's moving in the right way.
And remember, Sonny Dykes was the first coach. I mean, it was his first year as the coach. So it wasn't too bad. It was weird, though. Think about this. They did not win the conference championship, and then they didn't win the national championship, but they were in the national championship game. Strange season for the Horned Frogs. But, hey, if you're from Texas, you're rooting for TCU.
Of course. And, it's kind of like Bama, too. People love to hate Georgia, don't they, David?
Oh, they will now, for sure. And did you see yesterday, I don't know, did y'all see on TransGuide the little messages? Remember that saying that TCU had? They put it up on TransGuide yesterday.
Yeah, they had messages of support. It was cute.
That's cool. And, of course, this won't hurt as far as recruiting, right?
No. They've already gotten 2-3 guys that have left Alabama through the portal and have gone to TCU. So, no, it's not going to hurt recruiting. It's going to help recruiting. And so maybe TCU can get back there. Maybe it'll be Texas Tech's turn next year. Who knows? Hey, and speaking of turns.
I love how you sneak that in.
Yeah, always. The Spurs in Memphis. This is that weird road trip. They played Memphis last night, then they play them again tomorrow night. So, like I said, I guess they're hanging out at Graceland today for something to do. Pop probably took them over there. Little history of music from Elvis.
Oh, sure.
So, I mean, you got 19-year-olds. They may not even know who Elvis is. All the young guys on the team. What was interesting last night, the Spurs were down to like 11 at halftime, but they came back and they made a game of it at the end. But Tyus Jones and Trey Jones, brothers, they played against each other last night, and they were talking about it after the game, and Trey Jones was like, this is something you're always going to remember. And let's see, the older brother, 24, Trey, 18. So they had a good night. So that was kind of fun to watch. Those two guys, they were like trading baskets and having some fun last night. So, memories of playing in the backyard, out there on the playground, going after it. So that was fun stuff. So now the Spurs will play again tomorrow night, the Memphis Grizzlies at 7 o'clock. And then they come home and it's the big 50th anniversary.
Woo-hoo.
Saw pictures of the floor being put down. It's the Fiesta floor.
Yeah.
Fiesta floor in the Final Four setup. So a lot of distance there.
In the Alamo Dome. And the thing about that is it starts at 6:30. So there's going to be some stuff going on all throughout. And what's Justin? What's the name of this band? This is one of yours. What's the name of the group playing that?
Tag team.
Who?
Tag team.
Yeah.
Whoop, there it is.
Oh, I thought it was Scoop, there it is.
Yeah.
That's the commercial, right?
A lot of people think it's Scoop.
Yeah, a lot of kids think it's Scoop, there it is.
Oop, there it is. That's halftime. That's the halftime show. How do you beat that on the 50th anniversary?
Can't beat that.
So, and I'm sure there's going to be some of the older Spurs hanging around.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get to see some of those guys. David Robson, Tim Duncan maybe show up. The Iceman, he'll be down there, I'm sure.
I hope so.
So that'll
Gotta
be fun.
have ice.
They got to get through tomorrow night first against the Grizzlies.
Yes,
So.
go Spurs, go.
All right.
There you go.
David, thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Right now we're 9:39, 61 degrees.
You're watching GMSA at 9, and we'll be right back.
9:43 each week, hundreds of people are summoned for jury duty here in Bexar County. But right now, COVID-19 and the flu are causing some people not to show up.
Max Massey shares the importance of jury duty and what you should know when you get that summons.
The first week of jury panels are ramping back up for 2023 at the courthouse and at the Justice Center. Lines are forming the hallways as trials start back up. With the flu and COVID, they're causing concerns whether jurors will actually show up.
So right now, even though the numbers are going up, we are concerned, but we are still meeting the requirements needed for a complete panel.
For any given week, about 500 jurors are needed as each court will require about 35 to 75 for a complete panel.
If they don't come, courts cannot have jury trials. And if they can't have jury trials, then justice isn't being served.
As a reminder, the process in which jury summons take place is a bit different since the pandemic forced changes. Now you have to register online and make sure you check out those jury summons. You may not have to report first to the central jury room. You may have to check in on Zoom.
There are summons that are out for JPs. Those have to show in person. We do have special settings where they have to come directly to the courthouse, but most of them are going to be Zoom from home on the first day, and then on the first day you're told whether you have to come in directly into a courtroom.
And if you miss jury, you can be fined or found in contempt. But the chief central jury bailiff says she hasn't seen that happen, and it's best to just reach out to her office.
It's not like we're going to send somebody to look for you. You can give us a call and we will postpone you.
Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
Let's look out there with a live cam warming up slowly. Okay, now we're at 61 degrees, but I guess we're going to expect 80.
You're going to start seeing that number rise in chunks here soon now that the sun is out. And by the way, the dense fog advisory just canceled for the area.
Okay.
Goes with what we're seeing here with the visibility starting to rise. Better situation there. Hope you guys are ready for some heat. We're going to have some warm temperatures next couple days, some 80s on tap. And I want to show you the high temperatures for the week. And it's above average all the way across. Even considering we're getting a front on Thursday, it cools us down into the mid 60s. That's still above average. The average is 63, the average high temperature that is. And so it's warm all the way across. Once we get in Sunday and Monday, it starts to warm up again. And then we look beyond that. Is it going to stay warm? Looks that way. The Climate Prediction Center, their 8 through 14-day temperature outlook, the odds of above average temperatures here in San Antonio, well, it looks to be that way. It looks like we're going to have some warm temperatures even going into late January. So it's been a warm start to the year. Looks to continue that way. We had that one cold snap, and that's been really it when it comes to cold temperatures and freezes, or at least freezes here in San Antonio. As we go outside for you, you can still see a little bit of fog there on the horizon. 58 at the airport, 60 at Stinson, 61 Kimley, 61 Randolph, and we've got a light southwesterly wind at this hour. Fog has completely gone away here across the metro area, Seguin and New Braunfels over to Castroville. Trying to hold on here in Pleasanton and Kennedy, but we've seen improvement here. Just about every 15 minutes or so, these numbers are jumping up. Beeville is still close to zero, so Beeville is still a problem area. But as I said, I think within the hour, you'll see those numbers start to come up too. 72 noontime. They were up around 80 this afternoon. Sunny skies, so southwesterly winds stay in place, but they'll be light, 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then this evening, not as quick of a cool off as we've seen last couple days. Temperatures will stay in the 60s and probably only drop into the upper 50s by tomorrow morning. And that's because we have more moisture, so dew points are higher today, tomorrow. Then our front comes through and it drops off the dew points. Very dry Thursday, Friday, Saturday before dew points come back up on Sunday. We've been playing this game, right? These fronts coming through, no rain, but they just alter our humidity levels, and that's what we have to look forward to next few days. What about fog? Well, since the moisture is still there tomorrow, we're going to see the fog return. By midnight, it'll start to pop up, and then it'll get rather thick by tomorrow morning. I think that here in San Antonio, maybe a little bit thicker tomorrow than it was this morning. So just a heads up for the morning commute. But like today, by 9, 10 o'clock, fog starts to dissipate and goes away. On the satellite picture, we can see those low clouds and fog. And really, it's kind of lining up along I-35, right? So Pleasanton, Bevo, Corpus, as we showed you, Corpus Christi, Cotulla, Laredo. But you go northwest of there, and it's completely sunny, and that includes here in the city of San Antonio. All the active weather remains on the west coast. Just a ton of rain, a ton of snow for the state of California, flooding issues there, and that likely continues. That area of low pressure, at least some of the energy from that, works towards the middle part of the country and brings some snow and rain to places like Denver and the northern plain states, but just not here in Texas. Eventually, we do get a trailing front from this, and that's the one that moves through on Thursday, but we just don't have enough energy and moisture to work with. So the bulk of the rain is going to be across East Texas and Arkansas and not affecting us. Friday, Saturday, we get some great weather. Dry air, as we showed you, and then another storm system starts to pull in to the west coast Saturday. That starts to bring some more clouds, but not any rain by the time we get into Sunday afternoon. So the extended forecast, 81 Wednesday, that's warm tomorrow, and then 68 Thursday, 66 Friday. There will be some cooler mornings. I should point that out. Friday morning, Saturday morning, we're down into the 30s, so not quite freezing, but cold in the morning, but nice in the afternoon.
Yeah, a little bit of something for everybody.
Pretty much, yeah.
Thanks, Justin.
Join us for a night of true crime with the official debut of the rebranded Texas Crime Stories podcast. First episode is a story you'd see in a Hollywood crime show, but except it happened right here on the streets of San Antonio. It's about the double life of a Balcones Heights police officer that ended with a shocking shooting.
The debut of Texas Crime Stories begins virtually on YouTube tomorrow night at 7. Hosts Erica Hernandez and Lee Wallman will look back on the killing and double life of Julian Piscina, a Balcones Heights police officer with ties to the Texas Mexican Mafia. Now, during this exclusive KSAT Insider event, we're going to have all that information on our website at KSAT.com.
9:50, 61 degrees.
When we come back, a look at Tom Hanks' new movie where he plays a grumpy widower.
Tom Hanks' new movie, A Man Called Otto, opened in a few theaters this past weekend and took 4th place at the weekend box office.
It opens in theaters everywhere this Friday, and if you haven't seen it yet, CNN's David Daniel gives us a preview of the new film based on a popular novel.
Hey, Otto! No. Don't you dare let that little red dog piss on my walkway again.
Ignore him, Print. He has no idea who's doing that.
Well, it was one of you.
Tom Hanks is a grumpy widower in A Man Called Otto.
Every time he opens the door, you're seeing his whole life on display right then and there.
Are you always this unfriendly?
I am not unfriendly.
Okay, you're not. Every word you say is like a warm cuddle.
Hank's co-stars seem as enthusiastic about him as their characters are about Otto.
When I realized that Tom Hanks was attached to the project, I couldn't believe it. I mean, my jaw was like, ah, what? So that was, of course, the first moment of like, oh my God, what a gift of life.
I have a cat.
Obviously, there's no one better than Tom Hanks playing someone like Otto, and he's one of the best actors ever.
Hanks says he thinks everyone knows an Otto.
The guy in the neighborhood that on sometimes is cranky, but at other times is helpful. But even when he's helping you out, he's sort of like pointing out to you that you're not head and anybody should be able to do this. You don't have a driver's license? How old are you?
It's just such a beautiful story, funny and dramatic, and with a lot of, I don't know, it's one of those films that I think we need in these moments.
I felt ultimately that this film is a life-affirming movie of a community coming together, and I felt like in the times we live in, we all need to come together.
You think you have to do everything on your own? Guess what? No one can.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Let's check it out. It's tough to bet against Tom Hanks, right? Well, tomorrow at GMSA at 9, Science with Sarah is back. Sarah and David will be out at McAuliffe Middle School on the southwest side doing iodine chemistry with some 8th graders.
So make sure to tune in for that tomorrow, and they have a lot of these visits coming up, so get ready for more science fun this spring semester.
And I'm back with a quick traffic update here at 10 at Brazos. Again, looks like crews are still out there. CPS Energy crews following that utility pole fire. Upper levels there near the eastbound lanes as you approach Rio Street still closed off, but it does look like traffic is moving along fine in the westbound lanes. But still, just again, you can see why they wanted that closed.
Yeah, for sure.
And those skies are cleared, so we're done with the fog, but we'll be up around 80 this afternoon, 81 tomorrow. Get ready for some warmth the next few days. Does cool down some with a cold front on Thursday. We'll get some gusty winds too. Hopefully that doesn't do too much to the cedar count. That's what I'm most worried about Thursday. Numbers are already high, but we get those gusty northwesterly winds. We know that can enhance the cedar numbers a little bit.
Yeah, true. We've had nice days, so we have to worry about allergies.
True. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you. And thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.